Hello ladies and gents, once again, welcome back to the Red Robin YouTube channel where we're going to be jumping back into Assassin's Creed 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the last video of this, and yeah, I quite enjoyed making it in all fairness. I can't wait to actually properly get started into making this series. And yeah, definitely the last episode definitely brought some nostalgic memories back, and I'm hoping it's going to bring up a hell of a lot more, especially during this next part as well. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it, guys. See where we left off. So we've got multiple different missions to go on to, so I believe we'll go and see Maria.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Buongiorno a voi, madre. Come state?
Sto bene. And you? Still recovering from last night?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course not. Anyway, I have an errand to run. I'd like you to join me.
Con piacere.
Come, it's not far from here.
Help Maria with her errand? Lovely.
I know about your fight with Vieri.
What fight?
Per piacere. Let's not play this game.
He spoke ill of us. I could not allow him to continue.
I'm sure he's having a hard time dealing with the accusations against his father. Francesco di Pazzi is many things, and none of them good. But even I never suspected he'd be capable of murder.
What will happen to him?
I imagine there will be a trial.
Will father speak at it?
He'll have to. He's the one with the evidence.
Still, I wish there was another way.
You've nothing to fear. Everyone wants justice done. It is an unfortunate state of affairs, but it will pass.
So this is also in conjunction with the Assassin's Creed Lineage short movie as well, so a lot of the events of that game also affect what happens during these early segments of Assassin's Creed 2 itself. Bottega di Leonardo da Firenze. So in other words, I believe that says Leonardo's workshop of
Here we are.
Or Florence workshop. Everyone will know this guy's face.
Hello, Leonardo.
Madonna Maria,
This is my son, Ezio.
molto onorato.
L'onore è mio.
Let me go and fetch the paintings. I'll be right back.
He's very talented.
Immagino.
Expression is vital to understanding and enjoying life. You should find an outlet.
I have plenty of outlets.
I meant besides vaginas.
Mother.
Back to your house then.
Si.
I love how
Ezio,
blunt
help
Maria can
Leonardo,
be.
will you?
Jesus.
So Ezio, what do you do?
That's how I read of the database. Right. Leonardo da Vinci, date of birth 1452, profession painter, inventor, designer, architect, scientist, and engineer. Just to name a few. The illegitimate son of a notary and peasant woman, Leonardo da Vinci was raised in Tuscany. Like many destined to be superstars, he had no surname, Vinci being the town in which he was born. At age 14, he was apprenticed to a Florentine painter, Verrocchio, who taught him chemistry, drafting, painting, sculpting, and modelling. When he was 20, Leonardo established his own workshop, which is what you've got in Florence at the minute, and then travelled across Italy, eventually painting his great masterpieces, The Last Supper in 1498 and the Mona Lisa in 1503 to 1507. During his travels, Leonardo studied the world with unquenchable curiosity, recording his observations in mirror, writing within his notebooks. He created designs for a helicopter, tank, solar power, and a calculator, among others. He was also an engineer, designing garrisons, cannons, and movable barricades, which, if I remember correctly, actually starts to have like little inklings, like seeds, sort of like get embedded throughout this game, which then affect the events of what happens in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I believe. Despite this epic list of accomplishments, Leonardo was hounded by his patrons for his chronic procrastination. Pieces frequently took years longer than he anticipated, and many were never finished at all. Leonardo also had a tumultuous love life. Accused of sodomy in 1476, he was most likely homosexual. Salai, his assistant, was accused of stealing and spending too much money on clothes, but was also probably Leonardo's lover. Leonardo painted several pictures of Salai, including his famous Saint John the Baptist, and left the Mona Lisa to him when he died in 1519. That's interesting. I never knew that last bit.
He's been working for his father.
Ah, you're to be a banker.
For now. And you, Art, was it?
Truth be told, it's been difficult for me to settle. Painting is nice, but I often feel like my work lacks, I don't know, a purpose. Does that make sense? I'd rather contribute more practically, more directly. Architecture, perhaps, or anatomy. I'm not content merely to capture the world. I want to change it.
Oh, Leonardo. I have no doubt you'll go on to do great things.
Vi ringrazio, Madonna. That's kind of you.
So there are a few times where the objectives you could sort of miss what you're doing, which is why there's a little bit of a delay between the end of the dialogue we just had versus us arriving at the house. So sometimes it can just be a lapse in judgment a lot of the time.
Thank you for your help, son. Don't let me keep you from your other duties.
It was nice to meet you, Ezio. I hope our paths cross again.
Anch'io.
Well, that's bloody foreshadowing for you, especially in this game. Right, let's go see what Claudia is up to. Claudia Auditore.
Hey, Claudia. How are you?
Bene.
You shouldn't keep things from me.
It's Duccio.
What of him?
I think he's been unfaithful.
Who told you this?
The other girls. I thought they were my friends.
Harpies. You're better off without them.
I loved him.
No, Claudia. You only thought you did.
He should suffer for what he's done.
That
Wait
face
here.
change.
I'll go have a
Jesus.
word with him.
The evil little sister. Beat a cheat. Find and punish Duccio. Right, so with this we can sort of get a bit more freedom in terms of where we want to go, and also we can actually, we're not constrained to just being on the ground, we can actually take to the rooftops. So with that, which is pretty much what you're going to find me doing a hell of a lot of time, is going from rooftop to rooftop a lot of time. It's not being funny. The parkour's fantastic. It's actually quite good jumping. I just find jumping from building to building is just awesome. There is the ground floor parkour, but I do prefer the roof stuff more than anything. Right, so we've got a viewpoint coming up, which is that massive tower, which I'm actually going to leave well alone for a while, I think. If I remember correctly, you can grasp. Yeah, you can, yes, that's fine.
That cloak. Terribly unfashionable.
Cloak? I don't even have a bloody cloak on, I don't know what that's on about. Right, so we don't want to be getting into a scrap necessarily just yet. Just need to be a little bit careful. Giotto's Campanile. Begun by Giotto di Bondone, the famous architect and painter in 1334, this famous Gothic bell tower was incomplete when Giotto died. Andrea Pisano took over, and then in 1348 was felled by the Black Death. In 1359, the tower was completed by Francesco Talenti, who deviated from Giotto's plan in his design of the upper 3 floors. He enlarged each floor to match the previous according to perspective, so when seen from below, all 3 floors seem to be exactly the same size. Oh. The tower is clad with white marble from Carrara, red marble from Siena, and green marble from Prato. It takes exactly 414 steps to reach the top, perhaps predicting Charles Messier's discovery of the Whirlpool Galaxy exactly 414 years later, or perhaps not. I like these little clips that Sean Hastings puts in. It's actually something quite nice to sort of read that's different. It sort of gets his perspective on a few things.
Duccio! It's beautiful!
Nothing but the best for
Sorry,
you.
she looks so derpy, it's ridiculous.
But what of
The
Claudia?
eyes.
I thought you'd been promised to her.
The father said I could do much better than an auditore.
Ah! Birbante! Come, let us walk a bit.
What? I had something else in mind.
Oh, Duccio.
Here we go.
Hey, lurido porco!
Ezio, my friend. Ah! Ma che te piglia?
You insult my sister, parading around with this puttana.
What are you talking about?
I saw the gift you gave her. Heard the things you said.
Maybe your sister shouldn't be so stingy with her virtù.
You broke her heart.
Ha! And now I'm going to break your face. You auditores all talk big, but when it comes time for action, ha!
You'll regret ever opening your mouth.
I could have taught your sister a great many things. She's lucky to have had someone like me.
Bastardo!
Right up looking Main Street.
Down with you, down with you.
Keep ramming him into this wall here. Hold on.
Una schifezza! Vergogna!
Basta!
There he goes.
Mi arrendo.
Stay away from my sister!
Stronzi, stronzi!
And Duccio, you'll probably not see until, I believe, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. That's a light spoiler for everyone else, but in all fairness, we don't see him that often. In complete honesty, we don't hardly see him. He's not necessarily of the main storyline. If anything, he's going to be more of a... He basically comes into the game as like more of a cameo more than anything else, but it's more like a sneaky cameo more than anything else. It's not necessarily part of the main storyline in any way, shape, or form. Oh, right. So with that, we'll head back to the house.
Hey, Ezio!
What are you doing out here, Petruccio? You should be in bed.
I want those feathers.
What for?
It's a secret.
If I get them for you, will you go back inside?
Yes, I promise.
So Petruccio, I believe that's how I've pronounced his name properly there. Obtain equal feathers for Petruccio before he gets in trouble for sneaking out of bed. So technically, Petruccio, as far as I remember, is supposed to be ill. At this very moment in time, we'll actually access his database very quickly. Date of birth 1463. The youngest of the auditory children, Petruccio was described as having a weak constitution by Giovanni Auditore in a letter to Lorenzo de' Medici soon after the boy's birth. Apparently, he didn't improve with time. Petruccio was pulled from school due to illness when he was 12. According to records from the family doctor, was confined to bed. No other data exists after that, so it is probable that he eventually succumbed to his illness. Oof. Right, so with that in mind, one thing to sort of take away from this mission very quickly is that this particular mission breeds one of the worst, in my opinion, one of the worst collection sort of side things or side contents that I've probably ever done. And basically you have to collect 100 feathers across I believe it's all 4 cities to not just get an achievement, but to also get a key that allows you to unlock another achievement as well. And I can remember way back when, like, taking absolutely forever, found a guide on how to actually go through each one. I'll actually tell you a bit of a brief story about this. When I was growing up, my family really couldn't afford to get the internet at the time. So going and getting the internet as well as having a laptop or even a smartphone at the time was a pain in the arse. And trying to access the internet to get the guide that I needed to get the collectible guide for the feathers took the absolute nick. So I actually went out my way to print all of the all of the guide out. I think it was about 120 odd pages or something like it ended up becoming. And I think, if I remember correctly, I actually took it to school, printed it off on a USB stick. And I can't remember if the school charged me, in all fairness, but honestly, they were wondering what the bloody hell I was doing with 120 odd pages of stuff, and it took me absolutely forever to get it right. I still remember that to this day.
Here, as promised.
Grazie, brother.
You still haven't told me why you want these.
I will. In time.
So there's a little sort of, I wouldn't say Easter egg in what he just says, but I believe there's something that he helps with a bit later on. What I actually want to do, guys, very quickly, is I'm going to do some little bits of side missions.
Get this to its destination fast. Really fast.
So a lot of this might end up getting cut up and things like that, so if it does end up being cut, don't be surprised. The other stuff that's probably going to be left uncut is mostly the story missions themselves, so just in case it feels a little bit startling, that might be why.
Does there something ail you, friend?
Let's go up here.
What on earth?
He'd better not be looking for
Oh shit, I best get moving. Nice one.
Well, aren't you a funny man?
Let's get shifting out of this way instead. I actually wanted to throw him off the edge so I could get out of the way pretty much a bit quicker, but no. Didn't work out the way I thought it would. I think running away might be the best thing for me to do in all fairness. 3 minutes to get the next one, so won't take long. But yeah, aside from that, guys, I hope everyone is doing well. We've had a bit of a tumultuous month, in all fairness. We've had a lot of stuff go on. We've had a couple of differences when it comes to the YouTube channel itself, and I'm quite happy to say at least that we've started to get a lot more traction on this channel as well, which is something I'm really impressed with so far.
Oh, grazie.
That's 100 florins for that, so that's that now done. So it's always good to try and get cash early on. I always used to find like getting cash early is probably one of the best things you can do, especially when you want to get the first lot of weapons and armor and things like that. It always does make a bit of sense. Let's go see Giovanni.
Ezio, come in, son. I need these packages delivered to associates of mine in the city. I also need you to retrieve a message for me from a pigeon coop not too far from here.
Va bene. I'll get it done.
Come back here when you're finished. There are some things we need to discuss. And please, my son, stay out of trouble.
So with what's about to happen at this point, I'm just going to probably go into light spoiler territory. If you don't want to listen to spoilers or anything like that, feel free to skip along until after this segment changes when I press accept. So I actually think that Giovanni knew that the guards were going to come get him at this point. I actually believe that Giovanni knew what was going to happen. And he wanted Ezio out of the way before things got any worse. Now, in my most humble opinion, I believe Giovanni wanted to sort of go out his own way, in a way, but he didn't want to put everyone else in danger. So I believe Ezio was the first to get sent away before everyone else did. Now, that's my own sort of little bit of a theory on that one, because it's not just delivering 2 letters, you're also retrieving a 3rd from a pigeon coop. That's quite a lot of jobs, in all fairness, that he actually trusts Ezio with, and I think he purposefully did that to try and keep Ezio out of the way while whatever was going on was going on. So yeah, with that in mind, we're going to jump on this mission. Well, Giovanni Auditore number 2. Giovanni has sealed this letter. It would be wrong to open it. Right, okay. So with that, a 3rd one. Right, that's another one that's done as well. So I hope they actually unlock those little letters later on. It'd be nice to see how they sort of, in terms of how they would influence the story a bit more. Just need to go up to the top of here.
I have a delivery from...
Giovanni Auditore?
Yes.
Were you followed?
No. Why would I be followed?
Give me the package. Tell your father that they're moving tonight. He should as well.
Who's moving? What's going on here? Wait, come back. Explain yourself.
So that's already like clue number 1. So with that in mind, let's go to the next one, and then we'll. I think this next one will be the pigeon coop, I believe. I could be wrong. In all fairness, it's been such a long time since I did this mission. Oh yeah, it's the pigeon coop. The Palazzo della Signoria. So that is actually the prison in Florence, which, if anyone actually recognises it, is actually one of the shooting locations for, I believe it was Hannibal, the film that came out in 2001, 2002, I believe it was. Right, so we got the... Oh, press and hold that fucking contextual camera. Yeah, some of these contextual camera movements don't get used that often, I remember, from this game. But that, to me, especially being on a bigger screen now, the graphics are a bit more clearer, but you've got to imagine, though, back on a 360, way back in the day, on like a little plasma screen, and I mean a little one, you couldn't see that much what was going on. You couldn't work out if that were guards, or if that was mercenaries. Now we actually know that they are mercenaries. Basically the same geezer we just talked about with the first letter. Sorry. Now this third one, we need to deliver the last letter. So with that, we'll head straight off to this next bit. Just open this up.
You Giovanni's kid?
No, idiota. He just happens to look exactly like the man.
Give it here. Don't worry, boy. We're not contagious. Least I'm not.
Let me give a right whack for that. Right, so that's that mission now finished. So they could have easily extended that mission and have you go back to the house to find out that something has happened. But anyway, that's just a little side thing. We'll do a quick mic check. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But yeah, with that in mind, guys, we will head back to the auditory house to find out where things have sort of gone from there, so to speak. Is there any way I can get down? Oh crap, nope. I've backed that one up. Can I use medicine? I haven't got medicine, so I just have to do that for now.
Father? Federico!
Serezio! Thank God!
What happened? Where is everyone?
They took your father and brother to the Palazzo della Signoria, to prison.
And my mother? My sister?
Ezio.
Claudia.
Ah.
Are you alright?
Yes, but Mother... She's in shock. When she resisted...
It's not safe here. Is there some place you can take them?
Yes, to my sisters.
Good, do that. In the meantime, I'll go see my father.
Be careful, Messer Ezio. The guards were looking for you as well.
So, with that little statement that they gave to Maria, that she's in shock, and when basically what happened was she resisted. Now, in all fairness, I still to this day don't understand what the hell happened for her to go into that much of a shock where she doesn't actually, like spoilers, she doesn't actually talk for pretty much the rest of the bloody game. So this is where I'm like, okay, I don't know how they sort of did that or the reasoning behind that in all fairness, but anyway, we're going to be going to the Palazzo della Signoria to find out why Giovanni's been imprisoned. They've also took Federico and Petruccio as well. So with that in mind, it must be something pretty drastic. but we will hopefully soon find out what's going on. You also notice a few times that the parkour in this has actually changed a little bit, where you can sort of jump off walls a little bit more cleaner now, when the certain grabs on walls and stuff is a little bit more refined. I find the physics of it is a little bit easier to sort of... a lot more easy to recognise, I would say. So yeah guys, these next couple of parts of the videos are going to be a little bit more longer. The reason that is because I want to be able to basically show you guys a lot more coverage of this game, so to speak, and then with that in mind, whether I'm going to be jumping onto Brotherhood within that the next, once this game's finished, jump onto Brotherhood or not, I just don't know. We'll just have to see how things go, in all fairness. Alright, so they won't actually... Right, looks like I have to go fist fight with these two. Get up here. Come on.
Now you die!
Done. Right. I'm quite glad they don't use swords at the minute. Right, we're in a restricted area now, so... when I get up here, a bit sharpish. Okay, he's just there, so... okay, let's go up here. So there's a side window just here, so we'll jump up to there. This is probably where the jail cells are, in all fairness, so we'll just keep heading up.
Ezio. Father, what's happened?
Took a bit of a beating, but I'm alright. What of your mother and sister?
Safe now.
Annetta took them.
Yes. Wait. You knew this would happen?
Not the way it did, and not this soon. Doesn't matter now.
What do you mean? Explain!
There's no time. Listen closely. Return to the house. In my office is a hidden door. Use your talent to find it. Beyond lies a chest. Take everything you find inside. Much of it may seem strange to you, but all of it is important. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Among the contents is a letter, and with it some documents. I need you to take these documents to Mr. Roberto. He was with me in the office this morning.
The Gonfaloniere, I remember. Now please, tell me what's happening. Are the Pazzi behind this? There was a note for you at the pigeon. It said, go, Ezio. Go now.
I didn't read that letter, so I should have actually read that first, in all fairness. So one thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the database very quickly and see if we can find that one. Recent entries, let's see. No, right. Let's try documents. We've read that one already. That's from the side mission, and that's from the side mission as well. So they didn't actually... The truth. Oh, I forgot about that, yeah. Locations, we've not seen all the locations as of yet. That's fine. Check the inventory. I used to love this DNA section, it used to look so cool. Right, with that in mind, we'll jump back in. For some reason I don't think they'll actually allow you to properly look at that, in all fairness. If I remember correctly, there is a hay bale to jump into this side of the building.
Hey, won't get away!
Nice. Right, let's head to the next objective point.
He seems that man.
You are not going anywhere!
Here we go. Recover Giovanni's documents and deliver them to Uberto Alberti. So this will be the famous...
Father said there was a door
sort of like the famous section where we realised that Giovanni Auditore was a hell of a lot more secretive than we thought. Now, this is slightly different from the short movie, if you guys will have seen that by now. The layout's slightly different, but in all fairness, I don't mind it. We'll keep stum for this bit.
To bring this to Messer Roberto.
That suit up's so cool, I'm sorry. That's so awesome. Another sealed letter, so we're gonna have to... I think we're gonna have to double check these letters at some point. And there we go, that's Ezio Auditore in pretty much full suit up. And in all fairness, I absolutely loved the suit, especially when we first saw it.
Auditore! Hey, what's with the swords? Aren't you supposed to arrest me?
No! Crap.
What do you want then?
We can get him to the piazza.
For you to die! Well, that's not going to happen. So why don't we explore other options?
There are no other options!
I don't know how the hell he's blocking these attacks, I'm not gonna lie.
Get your hands off!
I'm not fine, you...
I don't know why I used fist when I'd actually got a sword to start with. I completely forgot that I had. Yeah, I don't know.
Why would anyone carry...
Straight up here. Scoping around here. Oh, we'll get that feather warrior as well, might as well. Oh, shit.
Go! Take him down! Not so easy. Ah, basta! Just let me here!
Done.
Ezio Auditore? What are you doing here at this hour? I don't... Wait, child. Take a breath. Collect your thoughts. My father and brothers have been imprisoned. I was told to bring you this. Ah. I see now. It's a misunderstanding, Ezio. I'll clear everything up.
Now who's that in the background?
How? The documents you've given me contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family and against the city. I'll present these papers at their hearing in the morning, and they'll be released. Thank you, Signore. Of course, my child. Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here. No, grazie. I'll meet you at the piazza. Don't worry, Ezio. Everything is going to be fine.
Well, and you already know just from that there's something off. So, with that in mind, we'll head over to the Palazzo. Broken Hidden Blade acquired. Assassin's Robes have been acquired as well. Codex page acquired, which will get a bit more... We'll start going into a bit more of what the Codex pages are as we go through the game. The Codex pages are one of the big things that actually add to the Assassin's Creed lore a hell of a lot further, especially when it comes to the connections between Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. There is a massive connection that actually starts up with those codex pages. And the data that comes off those as well is absolutely astounding. There's some of the stuff that comes up in it. Right, with that in mind, let's go to the quite harrowing next section of this game. Last man standing, attend the acquittal of Petruccio, Giovanni and Federico.
There will be a fine if not.
There they are.
Giovanni Auditore, you and your accomplices stand accused of the crime of treason. Have you any evidence to counter this charge?
Yes, the documents that were delivered to you last night.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying!
Need to get closer.
In the absence of any compelling evidence to the contrary, I am bound to pronounce you guilty. You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death.
You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will! Father!
There! Grab the boy! He's one of them!
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Guards! Arrest him!
Shit.
Abatetelo.
Better run, boy. And fast.
At this point, you literally just run. You've got no chance. A bit sharpish. We'll go the other way instead. There we go. That is that chapter now complete. So in all fairness, guys, I genuinely, when I first saw that, unfortunately it was actually spoiled in the trailers way back when, but they had to sort of have the game build up popularity in its own way, which made a bit of sense. So we're still working in the same year, nothing has changed. Still working in the year 1476.
I've got a little request for you. I've identified several strange markings that I've discovered right across Renaissance Italy. Now, I don't know what they're doing there, but I want you to help me find out. Rebecca has marked their general location in the database with an eye icon, and she's made them glow as well. Keep an eye out.
Right. So that's like little puzzles we can work out.
Ser Ezio, thank God. I've been looking everywhere for you.
I couldn't stop them, Annetta. I tried, I swear. But there were so many guards.
Please, come with me. We need to get you off the streets.
What of my mother and sister?
They're safe. I'll bring you to them.
No, it's too dangerous for us to travel together. Tell me where to go and I'll meet you there.
My sister's house, just north of the Duomo.
I'm on my way.
So now we are notorious, which means that guards are going to be on constant high alert the entire time. You'll notice above Giovanni's house they've got guards stationed all over the shop just in case we try to make a return. Now with that in mind, Giovanni Auditore's house is now pretty much closed off. We're not going to be able to actually return there whatsoever, so we've pretty much been banished from that house for the time being. Now with this in mind, the next couple of missions that we've got coming up are going to be us transitioning outside of Florence. We're going to be doing a lot of different bits and pieces to sort of get ourselves out of Florence and into sort of getting into like further assistance to the family itself. So with this in mind, because we've actually done quite a lot to get to this point, I'm actually going to wrap this part up at that. And the next part of this will actually be going into a bit more detail in terms of what we're going to be doing next, as well as getting into the assassin's sort of role, so to speak. That's what I'm hoping to try and get done next part anyway, but we'll just have to see what happens in terms of timing. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this little, I said little, this quite more lengthier episode of Assassin's Creed 2. I'm going to be still carrying on with this series and seeing how things go. I still really want to sort of get on to part 3 and sort of start getting a bit of an idea of what we're going to be doing next, but at the same time I'm just glad you guys are actually enjoying the videos thus far. The previous part got just under, I believe it was just under 100 views in space of like less than a week, and let's see if we can try and get that again. Let's see if we can try and get those views up. So feel free to share this video with your friends, in all honesty. And it also is a massive amount of appreciation if you do hit that like button. What it actually does is it actually helps my video sort of get further into the algorithm of YouTube, so to speak. And it does help in terms of getting, not just getting myself onto the For You page, but it also helps me get into grips with having a much wider audience to sort of, how can I put it, to sort of appeal to, so to speak. And getting that coverage is where I sort of need your guys' help for that. So, in all honesty, guys, please hit that like button. If you do genuinely like the video, please feel free to hit that like button, in all honesty. And if you do want to stick around for any more of the Assassin's Creed videos or any more of the gameplay content that I've got coming up, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. And feel free to chuck a comment down below. Let me know what it was about this game that you liked, especially back when it first came out. If you guys were there when it was around. And with that in mind, guys, I'm probably going to wrap this part up now because we've got a massive section to do next. And yeah, with that, guys, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, share this with your friends. Feel free to hit that comment section below. Let me know what it is you liked about this game when it first came out. And yeah, I will see you all in the next part, guys. Thanks so much. Cheers.